pack, so you had to get the X-Acto knife, not cut the product and not cut your hand.
Yeah. Or a sharp pair of scissors.
All right, let's go on Facebook and share this thing. Down, 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 down. Now, what? There we go. 785.
What?
786 there, 786.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, we look like we're really paying attention on that one.
I've made that mistake once or twice, and I had to go back and change all of the things I just made, to make it right. Where is?
All right.
So I pulled up the Technorama podcast page, and it
Yeah.
says, it's like whenever you look at somebody's Facebook profile, there's a thing that says photos or whatever,
Yeah.
and all of them are question of the week or
Or show.
or the thumbnail.
Yep. Pretty much.
This is that. Yeah, that's this one. Okay, I'm sure.
That's this one. 786. I got it confused. I thought it was 768. I'm like, hey, we reached 300 in hexadecimal, but we are now at 312.
Yeah. Hey,
We should have
Jeff.
celebrated 768 a little bit more.
There you go, Jeff.
We made 300 shows in hex.
Hmm.
It's a whole lot bigger number in binary.
Yeah. Hey, by the way,
Yep,
I
Jesse joining us. Woohoo!
see our Discord servers flying up the shelves.
It's alive and well. I am very happy. Very happy. It's like some days there's like 2 posts. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah. So I'm on my vacation and all my work stuff's turned off. So I'm not really paying attention to that too much. And then I keep getting these notifications like, wow, the Discord server is really taking off. Some days it was, like you said, it was heavy. Some days it's not. But I was like, there's always something going on there already.
Just be happy that I've got the bots doing their development on a whole different set of servers. I added 2 more today because I'll talk about this more later in the Patreon show, but a lot of what I've done is still very mono guild. A guild is what they call the individual Discord servers that people set up. And so I don't want to confuse my bot server with the guild itself. So a lot of stuff has not hard coded, but it's it's in the .env. It's in the environment file. It says, here's the default guild ID and here's the channel you want to put this on. And I said, that needs to be in a table so the server can go through like the calendar bot and say, hey, Chuck's dev system, are there any events for you today? Hey, Technorama podcast, are there any events for you today? So it's cycling through the different servers, the different guilds in there. And I've been storing the data to be guild independent, but I'm not reading it to be guild independent. That's the problem.
Oh.
So I got the calendar bot updated today, and I'll do the fridge bot, and the Technorama bot's going to be the trickier one, but it's doable. It's doable.
Yeah.
It's just looping logic. The hardest part, I now understand why ServiceNow returns 0 and 1 when you get an active field. When you do a glide record query and you say, give me the value of active, and it says 1 for true and 0 for false. That's the way that MySQL is storing it. Only somewhere in the iteration is turning it from a number to a string, and I totally get that because it's an object, blah, blah, blah. But
so no result is 1?
If you say insert values where the active field and you set it to true, MySQL is actually storing a 1. Number 1. It's a tiny int.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's not storing. There's no concept of enumeration type for true or false, which would have been nice. So when I read it back and I say, do a select, star from some table and it includes an active field, it gives me a 1. I said, that won't do. I'm sorry, that won't do. So I wrote a couple of new functions, and you can't just say take this active field and make it true. I wanted to be generic enough to go through and say, take all the fields, find any that are of type Boolean, and
Mhm.
make them true. So it was universal. I could say, here's an object, fix the Boolean fields. So I wrote that today too. It's like, I want
Okay.
my JSON objects to have Boolean values. That's just who I am. And I
Right.
will spend a couple hours to figure that out. But fortunately, when you do a query and it returns a record or records, it not only returns the rows, but it also returns the fields and all of the field properties. It's like, score. That's what I need.
Oh, yeah. You can get all that stuff. That's pretty cool.
The API that I'm using, the NPM package, it does all that. So it's getting more robust. But now, every time I do something, it's like, now what I want is, or
I
what
know.
would be nice? The calendar bot is still pretty passive. It just reads from the database. I want to be able to add things from Discord, not have to manually enter them with SQL
Mhm.
commands. So I've got to build a modal and a handler for that. And even if it's just you and me that are adding things in, it'll be a whole lot easier. Uh,
Yeah.
so that was all right. Shall we begin the show?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go off camera for 1 second.
Yeah. Jeff says we have a fridge too. Bots in Discord are fun. I am it's a learning exercise. I've been having a lot of fun. Uh, I haven't done full stack development like this in a long time. Now, granted, it's not full stack that I'm setting up Discord, but it is create your database schema, create the tables, design the tables, and it makes me appreciate service now for the velocity of what you can do and how quickly you can do it.
Yeah.
But I also enjoy doing it this way because it gives me a little more flexibility. Well, we'll talk more about it in the Patreon show.
Yeah. I got a little bit to talk about too, because
Okay.
real quick. Hey, by
Yeah.
the way, well, you wasted my time, so I'm gonna waste yours a little bit.
It's not a waste of time. We haven't talked in like 2 weeks.
No. So yeah, check out the Patreon if you're not on there, and you can hear a little more about this. But I started playing. Actually, the last few weeks, I started hearing about vibe coding. Vibe coding. I'm like,
Oh, I've been hearing about that for a while, but go
I'm
ahead.
like, what the heck is vibe coding? And so I was like, okay, I see. So they're talking about talking to AI to build out your code. So I really kind of
Yep.
yesterday I had a lot of plane time. So I happened to have internet. So I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos and went, oh, this is actually pretty cool. So I kind of dug into it today, and I actually made an application. It was pretty quick, but not it needed to be strung up to a database and all that. But
Yeah.
for the most part, it was ready to go. Anyway, so we'll talk. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit more in the Patreon show.
Thank you, sir. What did we miss something? I have a fridge too. We got Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for hanging out with us. I know Jeff is also on our Discord server. So having a lot of fun with that. Let's do our podcast, shall we?
I guess.
Let's see if we can remember how to do this after 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
That's usually the bigger challenge.
No kidding. Yeah.
All right, starting the audio recording in 3, 2, 1. Technorama episode 786. I have to do this with special effects. It came from the mainframe. And
There you
that's
go.
the budget.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the show. We appreciate you joining us, hanging out, geeking out with us. My name is Chuck Tomasi from Phoenix, Arizona, and right over there is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Chuck.
There you go.
Mhm.
You got it. 786 shows later.
I got that cardboard cutout of you on the window.
The one with the darts in it.
Yeah. I'm doing okay. I just got back from a long trip, so
And boy, are my arms tired.
well, so are my eyelids. It's actually I was fine until about almost an hour ago, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
So I tried to take a power nap real quick. I think I'll be all right.
All right. You'll be adjusted in no time. By this time next week, not a problem.
I hope not. I
forgot to
usually jump back from this kind of stuff, so I'll be all right.
Forgot to mention, if you're a returning guest, welcome back. We appreciate you giving us your time. I can
Oh,
still
yeah.
do this. See, a little out of order.
Yeah.
It's
Still a
called
bit.
encryption, right? If you can't read it, if you can't say it.
Yeah. What is this garbage?
All right, we have feedback, and boy, howdy, do we have a lot of feedback this week.
Oh, yeah.
I think we have every method known to man.
Really?
Well, carrier pigeons didn't come in.
Oh, I was going to say. I had a little
But I
bit of
see
packet
smoke
loss on the
signals out
pigeons.
there.
Uh-huh.
I see smoke signals.
Yeah, that's smoke signals.
The answer to your question.
Wait, I don't see a message from IRC.
IRC. No, we got better than that. Our question of the week last time for you was, if you could spend 1 minute in the past or the future, what would you do with it? So I'm going to jump to Facebook first,
Okay.
and I forgot to share it there. we had one share. Was that you? No, it was Mike
No.
Robinson.
I
Neither
thought
of
I
us
did.
shared.
Oh, well.
This thing's
Sorry.
been up for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's okay. We have plenty more. We just have to add another checklist item. We got so excited about the Discord server, which we'll get to in a minute.
Mhm.
Lone Guys Night says, I suppose it depends on how far back you could go. The whole lottery ticket, buy one of those 1 billion jackpot things seems like a thing.
Sure.
But how would you know to buy the right one? Oh, if you pick your own numbers, you could do that, I suppose. Sure.
Well, you're coming from the future, maybe
Right.
to the pet. Yeah.
You'd have to. Could you buy it and fill it out and file it in 1 minute? I don't know that the process is that quick.
Hey, you pop up right as you're walking into the convenience store. Hey, Chuck, wait, before you go in,
Here's the numbers.
grab the numbers, get a ticket.
Yeah, you have
And
to
then-
tell your previous self. That would be
Hey.
the only way you could leave the right message. Because yeah,
I was gonna say my luck, that'd be the time I'm like, okay, and I go in there and there's like 2 people in line already.
the numbers are 34, 17, 21, 65, 28. Poof, and you're back. Wait, I didn't get the last number.
And 30.
What's the Powerball?
Yeah.
All right. Mike says choices. He says, if I go to the past, I want to visit certain loved ones or commit a random, non-violent, possibly criminal memorial act that proves you actually time traveled. So you're the one who knocked off Kennedy.
Yeah.
That mysterious man on the grassy knoll. If he goes to the future, get the lottery numbers and or check obituaries. There you go. You jump to the future and get the lottery numbers.
Hmm.
Then you bring them back now.
That's
might be
actually-
good.
Yeah. You better take your phone with you so you can take a picture of it real quick.
How would you know when it's a good lottery pot in the future to jump to?
Or yeah.
That would be
well-
the trickier part. Going to the past, you know when it happened.
Again, my luck, I would get the numbers for like the $5 pot.
Right. Our Mega Millions jackpot today is $3.
Yeah, $3.
It's like when they announced the visitor team. Let's see. He says, check obituary, scare the crap out of someone who knows you are actually dead.
Hey, I'm back.
You look pretty good for the dead.
Right.
Or relieving yourself over a certain person's grave.
Wow.
Mike, you are
Kind of got dark there.
the obituaries and dead people and graves. Okay, that's all we had for Facebook.
So Discord.
So Discord, woo! Thank you to Sweet Steve, one of our patrons, for turning my original post into a thread. That made so much sense, and now
It
we will
does.
do it again.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we asked the question, and NCAF1 says, got to be a pivotal moment, which we have incomplete information on. So my top 2 would be finding the crash at Roswell, if it happened at all, and building of the pyramids, seeing the creation of the Voynich manuscript, or being there at some of the cool tech moments like early Apple or Commodore would also be cool.
Hey, still the iPod, the iPhone rather, right out of
prototype.
Steve Jobs' pocket before he went on stage.
Take the prototype. And then you announce it. And it works in the Apple ecosystem.
Yeah, that's right.
It's it's small.
Small.
Sorry, that is the wrong logo.
All
Fits
right.
in your pocket. And it holds 1,000 songs. Oh, that was the
Ooh.
iPod. Never
Yeah.
mind. What else we got?
All right. So Chris Moody says, I'd say you set up a cron job to display the biggest stock raises and then go 24 hours into the future.
So he's playing the money game also.
Yes. With
Mad
a
Marv
cron
says,
job, no less.
Mad Marv says to NCAP, but how would you know when those moments really occur? If I were time tripping for nostalgia, I might pick any of my parents' wedding day. Oh, that'd be fun.
Mhm.
I'm old enough now that a lot of guests aren't around anymore. That is true. So he's kind of getting into the Mike
Yeah,
Robinson thing where you want to go see people that aren't with you anymore.
that's right.
That would be tough though. Just emotionally. Because I was just telling somebody else, I said I'd love to have known my grandfather when he was in his prime because he was a clever guy. He was witty and he was funny, but by the time I was old enough to uh, know him in my single digits and double digit years,
Mhm.
he was a shell of a man from alcoholism, and
Mm,
he was dysfunctional. He wasn't there anymore, so
sure.
I couldn't have a conversation. But the stories that my mom tells
Mhm.
or told, they're 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 priceless, and I realize where a lot of us get that from. It's through her from him.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I knew my grandfather till I was what 15. So when he passed
I knew
away,
my
something like that.
paternal grandfather pretty well.
Yeah.
He was like my dad. He just wouldn't stop. He was always in the workshop or the barn or something.
Mhm.
Anyway, let's
All right.
go. Chris
All right.
Moody.
So Mike from Minnesota, isn't it? Amen.
Oh, Mike from Minnesota. Yes.
Yeah. So go back when Apple went public to put $1,000 on Apple stock.
You can do a little bit better than that because you have to wait until like the mid 90s for it to actually start taking off. That's when we bought it.
Yeah.
And we have some very lucrative Apple stock. So you'd be hanging on to a lot of stock from the 70s at 70s dollars, which makes it actually kind of more expensive than you would at 90s. So yeah, I mean, stock market game again. Go back and buy Bitcoin, says sweet Steve, when they were about $1 to the coin. Yeah, like the guy who paid for a pizza with one or several.
Yeah.
I would buy maybe 4 or 5 and then not to offset the market. But I have seen the butterfly effect, or as they say in Germany, der Schmetterlingseffekt. Oh, I know what a Schmetterling is. That's a butterfly.
Yeah.
Schmetterling's effect. Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I was
Schmetterling
reading
effect.
that wrong.
All right.
So who knows what might happen? Taste, take a taste on that world. I think that might be a typo.
Taste the
Schmetterling.
butterfly.
I remember there was a girl who was trying to teach her little sister German, and she saw a butterfly go by, and she said, "Oh, Butterfliege." It's like, no, that's like flying butter. She goes, Schmetterling. And that's how I remember the word. We were vacationing out here in Scottsdale years ago. And I remember Schmetterling versus Butterfliege.
Green pig. What? All right. So in calf, he also says, go about 12 years into the future and ask yourself the secret to my success over the last 12 years. Can you do that in a minute? Hopefully figure out something about that.
You bring a printed document and hand it to him and go, here's the secret to success. You'd
Fill
have
this out.
like our lottery numbers. Sweet Steve says, yeah, but what if in 12 years you're a bum?
He says, Incap replied and said, definitely a lesson to learn then.
We have one more from Humanoid who says, I'd go back before I started to have the problems with my right eye to convince myself to go see the ophthalmologist before it's too late and lose the use of it. Yikes.
Wow.
Good advice. Good advice. Sometimes we need the wisdom of others or maybe ourselves to convince us. Okay, that's our thread there. What else do we have in the feed bag?
You have a voicemail.
We have a voicemail from a mystery caller. And I recognized the voice and I sent a message on Discord. I said, was this you? He goes, yeah, I realized I forgot to say who it was right after I hung up.
Hey, Chuck and Craig. First of all, amazing voicemail message.
Thanks.
Everyone should be listening to that. Anyway, I'm way behind. I'm back in like July, something like that. You guys are talking about birds aren't real. And from my understanding of where that came from, it is a bunch of kids who are making fun of QAnon or some of those conspiracy theory nut job people. Anyway, they were trying to convince them that birds were not real, that they were drones, whatever. And I believe in some cases it actually worked, but ultimately it was just a social experiment, or whatever you want to call it. They were just making fun of people who don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, I'm pretty far behind. I'm trying to get caught up, but man, that work-life balance, I tell ya. And nice to have a Discord now to kind of chat and be able to talk geek a little bit. So thanks, Chuck and Craig. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. 101. That was Mike in Minnesota, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
Loyal listener and patron, we'd love to hear from you. He's also, now I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. Let's move on. I have two more. I think on the last show, I had a postcard from Yorga.
Yes.
From Japan, from Tokyo. He sent two more in the meantime. The man's moving around.
No, actually.
Greetings from Takayama, which looks like a lovely city street with, could be restaurants. I don't know. I don't read Japanese, but it looks cool. And a watercolor painting. Greetings from Kanazawa. I should have scanned these and put them. No, I can't do this. I have it on fixed focus at me. So, but little house with some trees. Nice picture. I don't know who the artist is. It doesn't have a whole lot of details other than in Japanese, but thank you, Yorga. The postcard network is alive and well.
Yeah, I got some as well while I was gone, and I came home and the pet sitter was like, "It looks like you got about 5 postcards. Who's sending you those?" I'm like, "It's from Yorga." I knew it before I even looked at them.
And he's got.
So I got some as well. I don't have them in front of me to show them, but
I think I'm looking at the stamps. These are cool stamps. I keep all of these, by the way. I have many of them going back years.
I've actually been, I still have, I think I've got most of them all, but I have been, when I get them, I scan them in, and
that's a great idea.
So they've been sitting in Evernote, for a long time still.
You should do front and back so you get the stamps too, because he travels.
I do. I do, because I want to see what was said, if there was anything other than greetings. But
you have a note on here. It says story from Gary. What's that all about?
No, you put that on there.
I did. Oh, Gary sent something in a while ago, I think. Oh, rats. Now I can't remember. Sorry, Gary. I'm going to have to find it.
We're going to punt till next week.
How did it get in the show notes if you didn't create it till today?
Story from Gary.
We're drawing a blank. This happens a lot when I write down tasks. I look at them later and go, what was my thought?
What about Gary who?
Ouch. Hey, Gary, he said that, not me.
Why can't you're right. I made a copy of our template for the show notes. And for some reason, it was in the root of my Google Drive, not in the shared folder. And I just assumed this morning when I saw a story from Gary that you put it there, but I don't think you would have been able to. So I don't know.
Once upon a time, SpongeBob had a snail named Gary. That's all I know.
All right. You know what? We'll punt that for next week.
We'll try and figure that out. Gary, if you hear this, let us know. Refresh our memory. Because
if you're listening.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
If you're out there. Let's move on. We finished up our feedback. We had postal, we had digital, we had Facebook, we had Discord, we had voicemail. You ought to go away more often, Craig.
Okay.
Or maybe we should do fewer shows. I don't know. Let's get the history going. On this day in history for October 29th, 2025, this is the 302nd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are just 63 days remaining. It was on this date in October 29, 1675, that Leibniz made the first use of the long S as the symbol for integral in calculus. I drew many of those in college.
Oh. And in it was 162 years ago today that 18 countries met in Geneva and agreed to form the International Red Cross. Period.
Yeah, I know. I tried to clean those up, but there's something
Sorry.
up with the algorithm.
Yeah.
I'm cutting you some slack because of jet lag tonight, Craig.
Sure.
And when it comes to the birthdays, I did not do it on purpose. You got all the easy ones.
Yeah, thanks.
That same date in 1929, it was known as Black Tuesday. The New York Stock Exchange crashed, ending the great bull market of the 1920s and beginning the Great Depression.
Mm. And it was on this date in 1969 that the first ever computer-to-computer link was established on ARPANET, the precursor to the internet.
And they sent a picture of a cat.
Yes, that was a meme. It was the grumpy cat meme.
Grumpy Cat's great-great-grandfather.
Yeah.
British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher opened the last stretch of the M25 motorway on this day in 1986.
And also October 29th, 1991, the American Galileo spacecraft made its closest approach to 951 Gaspra, becoming the first probe to visit an asteroid.
Galileo.
Gaspra.
ATSC HDTV. I'd like to buy a vowel, Pat. HDTV broadcasting in the United States was inaugurated with the launch of STS-95 space shuttle mission 27 years ago today.
I've been following the ATSC 3.0 standard, and there's a lot of drama behind that. It's kind of interesting. On that same mission, 77-year-old John Glenn became the oldest person to go into space at that time.
Godspeed again, John Glenn.
That's right.
October 29, 2008, Delta Airlines merged with Northwest Airlines, or we used to call them Northwest, creating the world's largest airline and reducing the number of U.S. legacy carriers to 5. Happy birthday goes out on this date to French historian, explorer, and author Pierre-François Xavier de Charlevoix. Born on this date, I told you, man, I got the good ones.
Yeah.
Born on this date in 1682.
An English mathematician and astronomer, Martin Folks, was born 335 years ago today. I'm sure he's appreciating our good wishes.
Laura Bassi, the Italian physicist and academic, first woman to have a doctorate in science, was born 314 years ago today.
An Italian astronomer and meteorologist, Caterina Scarpellini. There we go. Born on that date in 1808.
Good job. I'm going for this one. Abraham Yofi?
Loaf.
Russian, huh?
Loaf.
I don't think that's an L. It's an uppercase I. Loaf. L-O-I-O, not an L. I-O-F-F-E in Russian. He was a physicist and academic born 145 years ago today. Let's move on.
It's an I or an L. I don't know.
Oh, I guess you did get some good ones.
Carl Derdrassi.
Jurassic, like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic.
They should
Australian
name a park after him and see who goes.
Jurassic Park. Carl Jurassic, Australian American chemist, author, playwright, was born on that same date in 1923.
It's like Djibouti. Starts with a D.
Yeah, the D is silent.
My what booty? Also turning 68 today is American actor, voice artist, comedian, singer, and producer Dan Castellaneta. Netta.
Yeah. And last but not least, also born on that same date in 1971, American mathematician, cryptologist, and academic Daniel J. Bernstein.
Or is it Berenstain?
Bernstein, not a bear. Not a bear.
Listener birthdays this week include October 29th, Big Jim Clark. Big Jim Clark. October 30th, Wolf Geek. Happy Halloween birthday to our newest patron, Sylvain Resico. And we have one on the 1st for Amber Elstead, also patron. Mark McCoy on the 2nd. Ken Pace on the 3rd, as well as Ranger Craig Glasner on the 3rd. And finally, OMG, it's 2014. I'm 40 already. Time to update that message. Avner
51 now.
on the 4th. Yeah, we got to do a little math with this one. Happy 51st birthday. Happy birthday to all of you. If you're not on the birthday calendar, you certainly can be by going to chuckchat.com/birthday. We would love to hear from you and add you to the birthday calendar. It also sends out the announcements on the day of, thanks to our calendar bot.
Hey, he said, OMG, it's 2014 and I'm 40 already. Now it's OMFG. It's 2025 and I'm 51 already.
That's the way it was on this day in history for October 29th, 25. Go to chuckchat.com/birthday. Get your name on the list. We'll celebrate it when it comes around to your time of the year. Let's go on to some news. We got a few interesting.
Good news, everyone.
Hey, that wasn't Farnsworth.
Hey, I sent you a new one. You didn't use it?
Yes.
Good news, everyone.
Hey, you can't do that. That's my only thing.
That's the new one.
That's my only thing.
This is why I'm glad I have my own laptop now, because I just load the sounds on there. I don't have to worry about, is it a work thing? Do I need to back it up? Do I put it in the cloud? Do I have it on the iPad? Da, 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 da.
Right.
It makes it much easier to just do what I want. All right. 2 spacecraft will pass right through Comet 3I Atlas's tail.
Now, I put this in here because we've been talking about the 3-1 Atlas.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, there's actually spacecraft that we can, check it out on. So I thought it was with a little follow-up. So
yeah, they're not on their way to 3I Atlas because they were launched before we discovered it, which was really recently. So let me summarize this. 2 robotic spacecraft, NASA's Europa Clipper and European Space Agency's Hera, are predicted to fly through the ion trail of the interstellar comet 3I Atlas between late October and early November 2025. I believe Clipper Hera gets there first, and it's happening right now. It's like the 27th through the 30th or 31st, and there's like a day or so overlap. The other one's going to fly through for a few days after that. So let's see. The rare celestial alignment offers scientists a unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to sample material from the object that originated outside our solar system. While Hera is not equipped for the observation, Europa Clipper is carrying plasma and magnetic field sensors that could potentially detect ions ripped from the comet's tail and carried by the solar wind. If successful, this unplanned encounter could provide invaluable data on the composition and formation of a distant star system. Very cool. I like learning new things. Especially if it's a rare opportunity.
I know I've mentioned this several times, but we have over the years, not today. After reading Dr. Michio Kaku's book, I forget which one it was that had it in there.
Physics of the Impossible and Physics of the Few.
Well, I forget which one it was in, but he was talking about how the little sats that would, could sling around and go really fast and get to places.
Oh yeah, just like microbots that we sent out with little solar sails. Yeah. Millions of them. Yep.
Yeah. Well, why don't we have a fleet of those and go, oh, there's something coming interesting, send it over. Why don't we?
Because the neighbors are going to accuse us of littering.
Well, I mean, we sent.
How those Venusians are.
We send up enough Starlink satellites. I think that ship sailed, Chuck.
We live in an HOA, and they're complaining about our yard already.
There's Martians called again. They're protesting. But no, why don't we have maybe a larger satellite? Like we talked about the cargo thing. Where they could drop shipments from space pretty quick to anywhere on the. Why don't we have some of those?
To Elon or NASA, start telling them about it. Why aren't we? I'm sure they'll give you an earful.
I mean, I understand that over time, the sensors get better than the ones we've already got deployed in space. But you can always swap them out. I'm just saying,
That might be a good question for Dr. Aaron.
yeah, why don't we have an army of drones for sending, doing whatever we want? So I don't know. I'm just a man. I'm an idea guy. Call me
Tax.
NASA.
It's a tax thing. It's a money thing.
That's a money thing.
That's usually what it boils down to.
Well,
All right. We have an RIP here. Barbara Gibbs. You probably never even heard of her. She passed away at the age of 89 a week or so ago. And she and her husband, Peter, I can't remember now. It's in the article
the stupid articles
behind a paywall.
paywall. I'm
So
sorry.
I put in a free version. I put in a link to another site that's got a similar thing.
Okay.
So there is access to it, but if you're subscribed to the New York Times, you can get the first article as well. She is also the person who wrote the classic line from the movie Alien: "In space, no one can hear you scream."
Yeah.
So
I remember when I was a kid and the movie came out. Of course, I couldn't go see the movie. I remember reading that little line, going, "Ooh,"
I remember the commercial, yeah, and they also made the poster, but he's also done, and I think she's been collaborating on this as well, things like Rosemary's Baby, all that jazz. There's a number of movie posters that they've worked on together.
Those are 2 movies, by the way.
Yes. Rosemary's Baby and all that jazz. I see this little infant going, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling." Like
That's
the
exactly
frog.
what I was thinking of. Little frog.
We've been working together way too long. Well, that's because they did that in Spaceballs. The chest burster comes out and starts doing that.
Yes. 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 But yeah, she was famous for coming up with all these little one-liners and stuff for all of these movie
Game over,
taglines. And it was
man. I
great.
don't think she was on Aliens, but
I'll be honest with you, I had no idea who she was until I saw this and went, "Oh wow!" To
there's
be
a lot
honest with
of
you, that's
people.
almost as that's about as big as remember the what's his name? The guy that did the voiceovers for the movie trailers.
Oh, no, I'm getting yes. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Now I can't remember. And it's
Yeah,
not
but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's in that same vein,
John Narvello.
Yes.
I had to say that word. I just had to say "In a World" and I remember his name.
In a world. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I think she's as big as that because she's put her iconic spin on some of these movies, by putting them out there and you remember these things.
Yep. Alrighty. Next article. I had to employ Gemini to rephrase this because it got in deep. This has to do with quantum stuff. So,
Hey, by the way, I got stuck on the time crystals part, and that's all.
yeah,
as far as
you
I
thought
went.
a Klingon was coming and could help you jump around.
Oh,
That's not what it's
cool.
about.
Actually, I was thinking of Napoleon Dynamite when they put the time crystals in the little time machine. And he puts the thing between his legs.
All right. Here's what it had to say in a nutshell. In a
Uh-huh.
monumental breakthrough for quantum technology, researchers at Aalto University have successfully linked a time crystal to an external system for the first time. Time crystals are exotic phases of matter that perpetually cycle through motion without needing external energy. Like we have quartz crystals today to manage the clock on your computer that goes brrr,
Yeah.
an electrical signal in there. They don't need that electrical signal. They offer exceptional stability for doing this. This achievement allows scientists to harness the crystal's properties, which could lead to robust quantum memory elements and ultra precise sensors. This development, reminiscent of systems used in gravitational wave detection, marks a major step toward building a stable, high performance quantum computers of tomorrow. So, pretty cool.
It is cool.
But this article gets really deep into the technobabble and went right over my head. And I said, "Help Gemini, summarize this for me so I could read it to someone who's non-technical." And it did a pretty good job. And then you included a video that I was also watching.
Oh yeah.
Or did I put this in? The one about the laser pointer at 2 billion frames per second?
I had it stuck in my my RSS reader to put in the show notes. So
Yeah, I watched this. He didn't make a camera that goes 2 billion frames per second. He sort of worked his way around this because it can get he had a sensor that could capture a pixel at 200 frames per second, and then you just layered it up to make a picture. So by layering all of these pixels together,
Hmm.
he captured a laser being fired back and forth in a room, and it's really fascinating because you can see it traveling, bouncing from one side to the other, and it takes several seconds to go from one wall to the other. And I'd say the walls are probably, I don't know, 3 meters, 10 feet apart. And it's
Kind
just
of looks
going.
like somebody turning on a lightsaber.
The weird thing is, he said he moved the camera to one end of the room, so it was like alongside one of the mirrors,
Mhm.
and it looked like it took a long time for the beam to go down and came back really quickly. Like, wait a minute, because the speed of light's supposed to be constant from the observer's perspective. How does that work? That it looks like it's going away and coming back. So I didn't finish watching the video because I ran out of time,
Yeah.
but I there's got to be some law of light waves, particles, that makes it look like it's going faster or slower, because that intrigued me.
Yeah. Looks like he's hitting a disco ball with the
Yeah.
light.
Psh, psh, psh.
You know, a while back, I can't remember if we may have talked about this on the show, but there was I forget who it was using high speed cameras to film um light going through a bottle of water,
Yeah.
and you could see it go in. And now he's not using
would
any
it would change
elements other
speed.
than the air, but you could see it going in, and when it hit the cap, it kind of
Mhm.
lit up, and I was like, "Whoa!" It's amazing to see how light travels like that. In the slow motion. That was pretty cool. Just
Yeah.
like this video. Yeah.
Neat stuff. All right, we've got all those news stories and more in the show notes over at chuckchat.com under Technorama episode 768. I don't know. We have a bell around here somewhere.
Bing.
It's in two different places on the two different shows. I'm a little confused. That's
Right.
nothing new. Quick
No.
shout out to the chat room. We've got Mike Robinson, Jeff Jesse, and maybe some others that are hanging out with us if you'd like to. Great job with the banner this week. You give them a
Me?
vacation
Oh,
and
thank
you
you.
run the banners. Look at that. Join
I
us
even cleaned
live
it. I even cleaned
Sundays,
it off, polished it.
8:30. I think I put 9:30 in the chat in the Discord. Oops, I'm out of practice. 8:30 Eastern time. Even after all this clock changing nonsense that's coming up, it'll still be 8:30 Eastern. So I got to adjust my clock.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the problem with not adjusting my clocks. The penalty I pay is I have to keep track of everybody else in the world.
Hey, I don't want to do it. It's not me. I like how you talk to me. Sometimes it's like my fault. I'm like,
It is your fault. You got to
I'm-
write your congressman. You got a new one now.
look, I fix a lot of things in this world, but that ain't one of them.
Instead of tearing down the wings of the White House to build a bigger ballroom, why don't you do something useful and stop changing the clocks?
Oh boy.
We won't get into that because I could go on that all day and our ratings would probably go up.
Yeah.
Then we get hate.
That's
mail.
exactly what would happen. All right, let's
We
move
get hate
along.
Okay, this one's probably no surprise based on the demographic of our listeners/viewers. I'm going to do a screen share just because I have to on this one.
Yeah.
Pardon the ads that are running on someone else's website, but hey, that's the fun they get. Let's share the entire screen of that one. They're out of order today. I will embiggen it so that we can see it a lot better. Okay. 16 or was it 20? 16 pieces of weird technology from the 80s that would confuse kids today. Number one on this list, the clapper. Remember the commercials?
The first piece of technology in home automation.
Yep, this was from the future. It wasn't voice activated. You clapped and this thing would turn on or off an outlet so you could turn a lamp on. The problem was it also responded to things like dogs barking.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Don't hook it up to your computer.
I forgot about that.
Next one, brick phones. Yes,
Yeah.
the cell phones of the 80s. Very elite. very look at it's got an LED display in it, like the old
Yeah.
calculators.
You have to type in the number and hit send.
Or end. I'm not
Or in when you're done with the
what else
call.
is on here? I'm looking at the picture. Hold on, I gotta see this picture up closer. What are the buttons?
Store, function,
Store,
FCN,
recall,
clear.
clear, power, lock, volume, end,
Wait a minute.
send. What
Is that
send?
power PWT?
It's PWR.
Oh, you're right.
It's your
Yes, sir.
on-off button.
Yeah, power it off. When you're done with the
Wow.
call, turn your phone off.
Somehow I want somebody to come up with a Android UI for my phone.
Yeah. You can do it. Hey, I remember seeing not necessarily that kind of phone. I mean, I've seen it, but I haven't really messed with one like that. But it's amazing some of the real car phones that they had from ham radio operators. You know, because you
Okay.
could do relays and stuff and make phone calls. And there was units that would fit in them in the trunk of a car. I've seen a couple of those. Those are pretty cool.
It's great when you have rear-wheel drive and you're stuck in the snow and you need the extra weight.
Yeah. Yes, it was very heavy. Actually, it covered the floor of the trunk. It was that big. Just the radio part, I guess.
All right, let's keep going through our list. We got a few more we'll do, and then we'll leave the rest to our viewers. VHS tapes and VCRs, no surprise there.
Look, this is a completist right here. We got A Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 2, 3. Hey, look, there's RoboCop, RoboCop 2 and 3.
Yeah. Great special, great cassette tapes. Okay. Remember to use those high metal oxide ones. What is this tape they've got? It was songs All in Your Mind, One in Love, You Need Me, Sent Up from Above, or Sent from Up Above, Prisoner, and Love Takes Time. Sent from Up Above. I sort of recognize the title, but I couldn't place a band for that.
All in Your Mind. Let's see. I'll see if I can tell you.
And then, of course, with cassette tapes, you have to have a Walkman. So you tell kids, yeah, we had portable music when I was a kid. 90 minutes of it.
Oh, that was Mariah Carey, by the way.
Ah, okay. Huge Mariah Carey fan. And if your Walkman wasn't good enough and you wanted to have a party on your shoulder, you grabbed a boombox.
Yeah. Now I had one, but it was more of the Sears brand.
Right. The Panasonic generic.
Yeah, I had a Sears one with it had 2 cassette tapes on it. And it wasn't near as this big. It was I just got rid of it after we moved this last time because it was
Some of them could pick up like shortwave radio signals and whatnot. It wasn't just AM, FM. There were a couple other bands that they had.
well, they're big enough you could put any kind of radio in here. You know,
Pretty much.
yeah, but yeah, the one I had was just AM, FM, 2 cassettes, and there was no inputs or outputs other than the
They were
speakers.
fairly pricey, but they
Mhm.
were the Bluetooth speaker of their day. I mean, you could broadcast
Sure.
to have a party,
Carried around your shoulder.
disrupt the peace.
Hey, a break dance.
And the PowerPoint of its day was done with overhead projectors.
I know. It's funny to think that this was a technology that came out in the 80s.
Oh, it was in the 70s.
I had to have been. I was
Yes,
saying-
definitely. I remember I was the AV geek like in 5th grade. This and the movie projector where you had to thread the film through the various sprockets and
Yeah.
close that latch for the lens.
Well, I remember
The
a couple
only
of
problem, these weren't as bad as the opaque projectors. Remember if they had to project a book, like a page in a book?
oh,
It had that
yeah.
bright lamp that would
Mhm.
illuminate the page and then cast the image up on the wall.
Yeah.
Because that lamp was so bright and so hot, if you were the poor kid, because classes were usually divided like 4
Exhaust
desks on
coming
the
right in your
left.
face.
Yes, yes. They would park that thing in the middle of
Hey,
the class
Your hair is kind of going back and stuff.
and crisping, getting. Teacher, can I get a glass of water?
Hey, I remember a couple of times these overheads, they would get hot, even this one, where people were every once in a while somebody threw a gummy bear up there after the teacher was done, but the overhead was still on, and you'd see it start dissolving.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
That's nasty. The there's some of the terminology that we use in PowerPoint comes from these things. They're
Yep.
technically they're not slides, they're foils. And that term comes from the fact that you had a deck for the overhead projector.
I always thought of transparency. I never thought about foil. Why would they call it foil? It's
Hey, ask Mark Horstman. I don't know.
when you say foil, I think of
Here's
tinfoil.
one for you. The Commodore
Yeah.
64. What's
Such a
with
beauty.
what's with the picture on the left? It's it's cropped. That's why. I'm like, why does it look so fat?
Oh, it's crop. It's also turned. You see,
Yeah, it's at an
you're
angle.
seeing it's
Like what it is
You're-
it's
you're
supposed to be
seeing the
more
big
narrow
butt
at the
part.
front. It
Huh?
looked more blocky than it did tapered, but
Yeah,
I get
you're
it
looking
now.
at the
Cropped.
you're looking at the big butt part.
The big butt. Everyone's got a big butt.
Yeah.
Look at that person could afford a real Commodore monitor.
Yeah,
Oh, and there's an Apple II off to the left.
I don't think no, I never had the actual Commodore monitor. I had a friend that did, and I really liked it, but I was just using it my little personal TV in my room.
You had a TV in your room?
It wasn't a big one, but yes, I did.
Wow. I didn't have that till I was in college. And then
Well, I didn't also didn't have 9 siblings.
We had
Well,
to go like out and walk dogs and cut grass so we could get groceries.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Here,
Enough
Mom,
of the
here's my
horror.
rent.
Of course, the Atari VCS
I
or
love that thing.
2600 is in there. We didn't own one, but we borrowed one and we hung on to it for as long as we could. Remember there was like the 2 or the 4-button version and the 6-button version?
Yes, I was aware of it before, but I had forgotten about all that until recently. I saw an article talking about the different versions. We had one. Well, at first, I remember going to a kid's house and he had one. I was like, "Whoa, really, this is awesome!" And we played it. I remember another kid also had one, but I didn't. I never had one until I think kind of not later in its life cycle, but about midway, I guess. And my parents got us one, and we played as a family. We played games on that thing. We played Pac-Man and
E.T.
ET. I don't think I ever had ET, but it's probably a good thing.
Dungeon.
Any of
Adventure,
Activision. I love the Activision ones. Huh?
Adventure.
Yeah. Yeah. Activision games I thought were spectacular on this. Some of them were.
All right, we're going to drop it there on that particular article because we could go on for another hour just reminiscing about that stuff. Because there's something very important that we get to in the show now, and that's the mentioning of the patrons. Thank you to everyone who contributes to this show.
Why can't
We're
I get to the
31 of you. What?
I was trying to open up there you go.
There.
The banner, and
Woo-hoo!
I had the video full screen and it wouldn't let me use the keyboard.
Heard the music.
Yeah.
There you go. He's got the URL on the screen. We'll get to that in just a sec. So thank you to Alexis Duran, Amber Elstead, Amy Bowen, Abner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Brad Miller, Brian Brown, Chris Martinez, Chris MC, Dan D. Man Coyer, Dean Jensen, Denise Inglis, Gary Lindros, Jason Pollard, John Clifford, John Noble, Yorga Shrawan, Crazy Joe, Kyle Nishioka, Leon, and Mark Kilfoyle. That's 2 different people.
Okay.
Mike Wills, who called in earlier, Saturday Morning Media, Stephen Weshy, Steve Cody, Steve Theron, Steve Webb, Steve London, Sylvain Racico, and Tim Cook. Thank you to all of you. You make this show possible with the major bill that's coming up for StreamYard right now. That is like the biggest single expense we have all year. And we really, really appreciate it that we don't have to dig into our 401k for that.
Yeah. Fill out the forms and get early withdrawal.
Not only do they get mentioned on the show, but they also get a postcard when Craig and I are traveling. And they have an extra episode of Technorama where Craig and I hang out and chat, which we will be recording right after this, audio only. And that is released on Mondays right after this show. And
And
there's also a t-shirt level.
yeah.
So many of them get the annual t-shirt design. If you missed it this year, you can still go over to ctomasi.link/tpublic, TEE public, and buy your own. I did encounter a couple of my ServiceNow coworkers that purchased them. Thank you very much for that.
That's cool. All
Yeah.
right.
So the t-shirt business, I'm not making my retirement bucks off of it, but having a good time. And if you want one of our 20th anniversary t-shirts, let us know. We can certainly steer you in the right direction for that.
Hey, Chuck can now afford a trip to the Quickie Mart down on the corner.
To get a French fry.
That was on the parking lot.
Yeah, it's about what I had to pay my mom each week for rent.
Here's a fry, Mom.
I did sell a couple more of the little plastic knobs for the old mixer on eBay today.
Oh, yeah.
Coincidentally, it's somebody in Georgia who just picked up the Tascam DM4800, and something tells me that it may be the one that the other guy that I sold a whole bunch of parts to fixed up.
Oh,
But he said there were a couple of broken knobs, and the original guy should have, because he had two. He said, I have one that works. And
wait, do you want to tell everybody what you're doing?
Huh?
People may not understand what you're talking about.
Oh, so what
What
I
you
did
doing?
is the old mixer that came with this house. I used it for years. It's a Tascam DM4800, 48 channel, big digital mixer, wonderful. But it did not fit the workflow, the studio redesign I did about 4 years ago. I need to be able to run it remotely. There is no longer a mixer in front of me. There's an iPad, and the mixer is in the rack.
And the table's all gone, the racks,
Yeah, the whole peninsula of stuff. So the room has been rearranged. I also needed a little more depth between the camera and me and the green screen when I was doing appropriate green screen effects. Did I forget to stop sharing my screen? Thank you.
That's all right. I did it.
All right. Thank you. So it sat, I tried selling it on eBay, like $1,500, $1,000, $900. It just would not sell. And I had to sell it locally because shipping would have killed me. This thing weighs about 80 pounds or whatever that is.
Those prices you were
Free.
naming were the shipping costs.
35 kilograms. And I would have had to make special crate for it, and it just wasn't worth it. So I tried bringing it around to some of the music stores and go, hey, would you sell this on consignment? And they said, nope, it's too big. Nobody wants that. And I said, all right, I'll take it apart and I'll sell it for parts. So I think the final listing I had on eBay was about $500. So I started listing some of the quick things that people would use a lot, like the little plastic knobs. They often
Mhm.
crack or need replacing. I had to replace a few, and I bought them from eBay. And I said, well, now I have 34 of the dark gray ones and 20 of the light gray ones. So I listed those as kind of leaders, and I listed them way below what everybody else was charging. They were charging like $15 or $20 for one. I said $5. I just want to move them. And then somebody would buy them, and I say, by the way, I have some other parts you might be interested in
Yeah.
that aren't listed
Yeah.
yet. Would you like to get in and see what's available? And I sold the meter bridge across the top with all the VU meters going up and down.
Mhm.
I had to make a custom box for that, but that worked. I think I sacrificed an old iMac box for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I sold several of the PCBs because this guy needed to replace faders and the sliders that go up and down. I think I got about $500 or $600 out of this one customer just from having these knobs as crazy things. I asked this other guy today that bought a few more. I said, by the way, I have some
Yeah.
extra items. He said, I don't need anything right
I
now.
see you purchased a mixer part.
Exactly. It's called customer
That's what
relations.
Amazon does. You get an email. We thought you might be interested in this.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I don't have to go through the pain and suffering of listing it. I can just take a screenshot of like my Notion page and go, here, see anything you like? So that's, I made another $20 today. Woo, but it's $20 I didn't have yesterday, and it's just slightly less stuff I have in the warehouse, which is the closet over there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to divulge all this, but how much have you made off parting out the mixer as opposed to trying to
More than the last listed price, I believe, was $500. and I have made about 600 so far. I'll have to go back and check my figures. It's all summed up somewhere.
It's not bad though.
No.
Huh.
And, I've got a table of products. I've got a related table of product listings because I might list a product more than once. And then I've got a product of orders. And then I've got a table of customers. So I've got this relational database that can keep me in touch with all these people. Maybe I send them postcards at Christmas and say, thank you. You're awesome. You bought some stuff. So
Wow, will this guy leave me alone?
that's called customer relationship management. And I was never in sales. I just hung around with smart people. Okay, this is the point in the show where we get on with. Did we forget to play the Remember When set? We forgot to play the Remember When's music.
Oh no.
Oh no! So we'll jump right into Pass Me the Remote. Now you've been on the road, and I don't know if you took anything on the plane with you, mostly podcasts and whatnot.
I was again trying to catch up on Star Trek Con, which we were starting to review on the topic of Trek.
Yeah. Good
So
show. I'm enjoying that.
yeah, I think it's really good. I like the way they're portraying Khan in a slightly different, little less than evil version than we saw in the movies.
I wish
I
there
really-
was a URL we could, do like a pay for no commercials thing. Because the commercials kind of disrupt me in the middle of the show.
There was
You're,
what
you're
was that?
going along with the story, and all of a sudden, there's no transition or warning. It's just
Yeah.
suddenly, would you like to buy for?
I know. I was like, "Who's this?" Oh, wait, that's not a character.
No. They should have characters. Khan, come do in podcast product placement.
Yeah.
Tell me, Marla, have you ever? It's late at night. You should get some rest. Rest? I'm glad you mentioned that, Khan. I just got this new
Those red
Bluetooth sleep
spots.
band from.
Those reads.
Hey, that's what we're gonna do if we ever make a story and want to make some money off it. We can
Yeah.
do in product. That would
Are
be
you
terrible.
losing your hair? Yeah.
Only on my chest.
Only my chest. Right.
All right, what do you watch?
Well, actually, I watched this one today. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on the plane, going back and forth, but we were busy the whole time we were on our trip. So I didn't really watch anything except for today, something I wanted to download. But apparently, having a subscription to Peacock does not give you the ability to download anything. So you have to get the Peacock Plus. So I'm like, no, I'll just wait and watch it when I get home.
Right.
Anyway, this is called Downey Wrote That. And this is about Jim Downey. He was the head writer on Saturday Night Live for a long time. He started off on Saturday Night Live when it started and was the head writer. And then he left when Lorne Michaels left after 5 years. And then, of course, Lorne Michaels came back, but Jim Downey was the head writer on David Letterman early on
Mm-hmm.
for a couple years, year and a half, something like that. And then he went back to Saturday Night Live and wrote everything from the Weekend Update for Norm Macdonald to all these sketches that you would know. It's amazing
Okay.
the career this guy's had. And he kind of not breaks down, but explains his philosophy in writing these jokes and skits and how they're done. And then he would be very involved with everybody, how to deliver this line to make it right. Now, Norm Macdonald had this great ability to kind of give a punchline and sit there and, the silence kind of made it, gave everybody a moment to absorb the joke and then laugh.
Right.
He had that perfect timing, and they were a great team for a long time. And which eventually the O.J. Simpson jokes that Norm Macdonald kept, delivering through the Weekend Updates wore down some of the higher ups for a while. Anyway, it was a really good watch. It's only like an hour, but it's a good little documentary on somebody like that. Now, I watched that and I think about some of the dumb stuff that we've written on our show, in the
I'm
past,
dumb.
but you know, comedy stuff. And then I think about Clinton, who I feel like is obsessed with writing comedy stuff. And I go, I kind of wish, part of me kind of wishes that that was a career I had chosen, to try to do,
I don't know, man.
comedy writing.
It would. It's one of those things that is fun as a hobby, but I don't know that I want to turn into a job.
I
'Cause
know,
it become a grind.
but you watch that and maybe it's just nostalgia because some of all these people, actors, and you go, I wish I was kind of involved. I could have done that. I don't know. Kind of feel like, I don't know.
No, you couldn't.
I could. I can do anything. My mom said so.
You can't have babies.
I did have one.
No, your wife had one. Gave
Yeah, I
birth.
carried him around.
Yeah, who carried her when she was pregnant?
Me.
I watched a show that was recommended to me by my dad, that was recommended to him by his sister. It's
Okay.
called Uncle Nino on Amazon Prime. But this older Italian guy starts out in Italy and he's all happy. He says, I'm going to America. And he doesn't speak much English, so he's carrying around his English book. And he's coming to visit his nephew, who's he's a workaholic and his family is paying the price for it. Dad's never around. Yeah, the kids are getting a little not unruly, but you could tell it's not a fully functioning family.
Mhm.
And Uncle Nino comes over and he's all happy, but he does things in the old country way. Like he goes shopping with the wife and she's, picking up bags of lettuce. Well, first she says, "Would you like some wine?" He goes, "Oh, yes, I like a wine."
Yeah.
Right. And she brings out this box of Franzelli or whatever it is. And the face he makes, he goes, "Whoa." It's like he just had a glass of vinegar or something. Hold on. Hold on. I bring some wine I make from Italy. And they have
Oh,
that. He goes, "Ooh, this is much better." So,
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was I could see a lot of my dad in this guy. And of course, it's a happy ending where he sort of inadvertently mends the family. But there's some funny moments in there along the way. It's not a recent film. I think it was about 2000, 2005, somewhere in there.
Oh, I was trying to pull it up.
'Cause there are some
2003.
2003. Yeah, there are some
Oh,
older cell phones in there, and the kids don't have
the
cell phones.
bricks that we were talking about.
Not quite the bricks. I think they were more
Okay.
flip phones.
Oh,
But
yeah.
really a heartwarming film, and I can see why my dad liked it. It's about family. It's about discovering what's important or rediscovering what's important and making it a priority. And you do that, and success will follow. Theoretically, finished up season 1 of House of Guinness on Netflix. This is the
Oh,
story of
yeah.
the beer family
Mhm.
around the late 1860s, I believe, is when this takes place. Father dies in the first episode. Like that's the first thing that happens is the father dies and he leaves it to his 4 kids,
Oh,
more or less. And trouble ensues, and you
yeah.
figure out the depth of these characters, and they left it at a cliffhanger. Damn it. So I want the second season right now, and I can't have it. I also finished up one of the monster series on Netflix called The Ed Gein Story. He
Okay.
was like one of the first famous mass murderers, serial killers, little town in Wisconsin. And Ed Gein, he was, I would put it this way, he's got like a learning disability. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
And as such, he didn't really understand reality. He had an abusive mother, not physically abusive, but mentally abusive. His father left him. So he had a rough time. And that's part of what, he couldn't really tell right from wrong. And he honestly, he had schizophrenia too. So when
Mm.
he would commit these crimes, he didn't remember committing them. Uh, it's 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 not just all about him and the murders too, but it kind of goes off partway through. I think it was episode 1 or 2. They start bringing in Alfred Hitchcock. You're like fast forward to Alfred Hitchcock making Psycho, and he's talking to Anthony Perkins about his role and what that did to Anthony Perkins' life. So there's all these little offshoots of what impact Ed had on movies, He was also partly inspiring for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, great.
They moved it all the way forward to the part where they were tracking Ted Bundy, and he helped. He said, "This is who you're looking for, and these are his traits." So it was they. There's another series on Netflix called Mindhunter. I think we mentioned this a year
Yeah.
ago
Mhm.
about the FBI guys when they were bringing up the behavioral sciences division and understanding what serial killers do. They brought not those same two actors, but it was darn close, and they had an interaction with Ed Gein to help find Bundy. So it was in the end, you kind of had a soft spot in your heart from this
Yeah.
crazy serial killer. I mean
Why
that's
do I
the
care
sign
about
of
this man?
really good writing and really good acting.
Mhm.
Uh, that you understand him, or so as the story's told. I don't know how true to fact this is, but it's very gruesome in spots, very gory. So if you're not into the blood and the dead animals and the cut up carcasses, stay away from it. But if you want a good story,
Spoiler alert.
this is it. Yeah, I think we all know what Ed Gein did. You
Wait,
know,
do we?
yeah, he was the guy who would make lampshades out of
Oh, oh,
his
okay.
victims, that kind of stuff,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and make suits and put them on.
Ugh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
very,
Enough.
very gory stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, and then the father one, excuse me, the final one is another one. I don't know what it is about me and crime shows and history of true killers, but this one's a story about the daughter of the BTK killer. Now, BTK was
Burger
uh,
King?
no, it was would bind, torture, and kill. That's what the guy
Oh,
would do to his victims. And he was killing people from like the early 70s to the mid 80s and then just stopped. They thought he's either dead or in prison or something. And then 2005, he like came out of the darkness and mailed a postcard with some evidence that I'm still here, and the town just like erupted in fear again. Like, we thought he was gone, he's not gone.
oh gosh.
And they eventually did track him down, and he happens to be this ordinary guy with a family. He's a Boy Scout leader. Nobody ever would have suspected this guy. And the daughter, this is the daughter's story. She's like, I didn't know. He had us all fooled. He had the church fooled. He was on the church council. Yeah, and she's paying the price because of the association with this guy. They hear
Oh.
her name,
Mhm.
and you know, people are sending her death threats online and stuff. It's like that's just wrong. It's not her fault. She didn't have anything to do with his behavior. Uh, so it's a sad tale of what she had to go through, and she's finally learned to accept it and has started some programs to help others.
Hmm.
Uh, it's called My
He's still
Father, the
alive.
BTK Kid. No, I think he died in prison just a few years ago.
No, I
Oh
don't
wait,
see
he's
it.
80. He'd be 80 now.
Yeah, I don't see any death listed for him. So wow. What a piece of work. Wow.
Yeah.
And on that happy note,
Happy note. Let's get to the question of the week because we're
yeah.
ending it out. I
Ugh.
should have ended with Uncle Nino. He's not a
Yeah,
killer.
right.
Next time I'll work on the order of my things.
Yeah, you should start with him first. Yeah.
Okay, before the internet made everything instantly available, what was your primary analog source for geeky information? Was it a specific magazine like Omni, Starlog, or Byte? Creative computing? A
Compute
TV
for that?
show like Beyond 2000, or the sci-fi section of your local library? We want to know. Go back in that time machine that we talked about and find out what was on your desk.
What
So
about you?
I did have Omni magazine for about 3 years, I believe it was. Some of the stuff was cool. Some of it was a bit heady for me. I was like, who they
Mhm.
write? They're not writing to a 12-year-old or 13-year-old. They're writing
Yeah.
to somebody a little older. So it was a little bit beyond me. Uh, I didn't get into Byte. I didn't have a subscription to Byte magazine, but I did see many copies of it and thought that was fun to thumb through.
Yeah.
But to me, it was more like a Sears and Roebuck catalog where it's like, I wish I could afford that. I wish I could
Yeah.
afford that. Wish I could afford that. I got a lot of my geeky information from my peers, from people I hung out with.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
I remember in the mid 70s, the first time I heard about a D&D game, I heard two people talking about it, and I thought they were on drugs. Like, Rob doesn't take drugs. What the heck is a carry-on creeper?
He's, he's moved on from PCP to D&D.
You want to mimic? I can mimic a lot of people.
Right. I think I was in the same boat. A lot of friends and stuff, but I wouldn't say they were and I'm not mean this like anybody was being dishonest. It's just they weren't a great solid source. It's like, oh, they heard something from somebody else.
Okay.
Kind of thing. But I did read Omni Magazine. I'm with you. I think some of it went a little over my head, but I would read that. And really any the magazine stands. That was the source of a lot of it. Or maybe I would buy some books. Depends on what it was, like PHP.
Depends on what the magazine was. If you're looking at the National Enquirer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh no, not that kind of magazine. Not that kind of magazine. A Bat Boy. No, but yeah, magazines were a big source because I could go to, buy one, but maybe flip through several while you're there.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. Bulletin boards sometimes.
Oh, that's not analog. Oh, you
I
mean
guess not.
the paper?
I'm sorry, I
maybe
forgot the word
in a
analog.
bulletin boards.
No.
Analog. All right, we're going to post this as another thread into the Discord channel shortly. Again, if you want to join us on Discord, chuckchat.com/Discord. I made a new banner for you if you want to play around with the banners.
Oh, hold on.
Mike Robinson says Starlog and Monster magazines. What was the
God.
Monster magazine? Magnificent Monsters, or there was a Monster magazine that ran for a very long time. It's mentioned on Movies, Music, and Monsters.
Yeah.
Not Magnificent. Wonderful? No. Oh, rats. I can't remember what it is. Okay, let me take that down. chuckchat.com/Discord is where we're going to hang out, and we'll answer some of these and have a good discussion over there as well. That takes us to the end of the show. We're going to record our Patreon show right after this. So if you want to join us for that, you're going to have to subscribe.
Yeah.
Over at chuckchat.com. No, patreon.com/Technorama podcast. We should probably just make another link, chuckchat.com/Patreon, to do that. I'll take care of that tomorrow. Then we can keep all these short links consistent. Whew. Branding, I tell you, branding.
Yeah. Stay on brand, Chuck.
Patreon.com. If you want to get in touch with us, let's start up that lovely music because we're at the end of the show. There it is. If you want to get in touch with us, you can call us on the listener line 707-530-2428. That's 707-530-CHAT. 8575-2428. I'm going to make a song out of that. I will.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah, here we go. Or email us, technorama@chuckchat.com. We would love to hear from you. Or be part of our Discord server. Pimp. It's still new. Still a lot of people happening. And I'm doing a lot of work on the Discord bots. Which
it's got that still that new Discord paint smell. Yeah, baby.
Till next time, tell a friend about Technorama. Make their eyes bug out.
What? Yes.
Make their ears bug out. And Craig, give us a binary high five.
All right. 101.
Bye, everybody. Oh, I forgot to hit record. You're going to stay up later. I did not. Okay. We're going to sign off and go record our other show. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. If you got any questions, let us know. The info is right there on the bottom of the screen. I don't have to repeat it because the audio recording is done.
That's right. We're all done.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Mike and Jeff and whoever else was out there. I saw another person. They didn't jump in on the chat, but much appreciated. We're going to end the stream. Take care.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.